For over a decade, the Real Housewives franchise has been one of the most popular reality shows on TV. Drama, glamour, over-the-top fights. It's mesmerized millions for all the wrong reasons. But underneath the glitz and the glamour, something much darker is happening. In this video, I am sharing how the Real Housewives franchise is not only damaging women in real life, it's setting us back decades by portraying us as vapid gold diggers with nothing better to do than cocktail midday and fight with each other. If you're an avid fan of the show, I hope to give you a different perspective to consider before contributing to the ratings and supporting the negative narrative that the show puts forth. Okay, ladies, let's do this. You can't give an insightful opinion to a show that you've never seen before. Yes, I have absolutely watched the show when it first started. I think the Orange County one was the very first franchise, so I did watch a handful of those. One of my biggest beefs with the Housewives franchise writ large is how they portray female friendships. Instead of showing supportive, empowering relationships, we're instead presented with backstabbing, one-upping, jealousy, and stupid, petty schoolgirl fights. This does nothing more than enforce negative stereotypes about women that we don't need. It's the same tired trope. Women as drama queens, shallow, obsessed with appearance and social status. The housewives themselves are often portrayed as having little, if any, regard for their own career, their own personal growth, but rather hyper-focused on relationships and supposed wealth. And let's call out the fact that despite some of the women actually having successful careers outside of the show, they're still called housewives. In effect, minimizing their career accomplishments and inferring that they married well and therefore enjoy their lavish lifestyles through their husbands. A tired, old story that doesn't help any of us. When we allow women to be portrayed in this light by watching the show, contributing to the ratings, it perpetuates harmful stereotypes suggesting that a woman's worth is tied to appearance, wealth, and who you marry, rather than our own intellect, skills, and contributions to society. My second biggest beef, and maybe it ties with my first, the lowest common denominator gets all the glory. The more toxic, the more outrageous, the more out of control a cast member is, the more attention she gets, the more screen time, and the more apt she is to be asked out next season and season after season after season. In other words, as long as you are a hot mess of a train wreck, you're successful. More than ever, it's become totally acceptable to viciously tear down others in order to get ahead. Creating drama for attention is just the soup of the day. Tossing tables, throwing things, pushing, shoving, screaming in someone's face. When did this become okay? I have a confession. Some time ago, the franchise was interested in doing a San Diego version where I live. And they were in town interviewing, or I guess you would call it casting. A friend of mine at the time, of course, had connections with the team, and she asked me if I'd like to be invited for a casting interview. I'm like, hi, I'm Shelli. Have we met? In what world would you ever think that I would even be remotely interested in something like that? I told her absolutely not. I would be fired because I would be way too boring. First of all, I'd never take the bait. And secondly, I'd sit there thinking these women are annoying. You do you. You know, my feeling on this kind of stuff is this. These women live very privileged lives. And instead of being grateful for it, instead of using whatever they have to give back or do nice things for people, they're tossing tables, drinking excessively, screaming, getting in each other's faces, and all in all, making complete asses of themselves. Shame on them. It's embarrassing. And talk about selling your dignity. No thank you, ma'am. Next is the mental toll. Reality TV in and of itself, but especially shows like The Real Housewives, is notorious for putting cast members through the emotional ringer. I mean, that's what makes the show, otherwise no one's watching, right? Vicious arguments, public humiliation, all fueled by alcohol and contrived situations that the show quite clearly stages for dramatic effect. A lot of these situations subject the women to harsh online criticism that by their own account takes a severe toll on their mental health. Former housewives like Bethany Frankel, Vicky Gunvalson, you know who I'm talking about, have all spoken out about the psychological effects that the show has had on their mental health. Okay, but here's my beef with that. These are grown-ass women that knew exactly what they were getting into, and not only that, but they came back for more, season after season after season after season. No way am I justifying internet trolls. No way am I saying, well, you got what you deserve. I am not saying that at all. I'm saying that the entire lifeblood of the show depends on toxicity, drama, and catfights. Hard stop. It's not like it was a bait and switch. These women are smart. They knew it wouldn't be a relaxing day at the spa. So there's that part of me that says you have to take responsibility for your own actions. And finally, there is the pressure to present the perfect life. A big draw of the show, let's be honest, is the extravagant, lavish lifestyles that most of these women purportedly lead. More on that in a second. And I get it. People love seeing how other people live. That's why shows like MTV Cribs, Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous have always been so popular. It's fun. But here's the thing. Many of these women are not as wealthy as they claim or as they seem. Some are drowning in debt, severely over-leveraged, as I would call it, just to keep up the appearances of extreme wealth. Teresa G, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce her last name because somebody will ding me for it. She went to jail along with her husband for, in part, bank, mail, wire fraud, bankruptcy fraud. Sonia Morgan from the New York City version has filed for bankruptcy and is $19.8 million in debt, that according to the Wall Street Journal. Erica Jane of the Beverly Hills version is facing a $25 million lawsuit and tax debt. She's being accused of using her ex-husband Tom Girardi's law firm to fund a lavish lifestyle of private jets, mansions, extravagant spending sprees, and the like. Fun fact, her ex-husband Tom Girardi is actually a highly successful personal injury lawyer up in Los Angeles. My husband's a personal injury lawyer in San Diego, so when the shit hit the fan, it was a very, very extra big deal down here in San Diego. He was arrested and ultimately found guilty and sentenced for embezzling tens and tens and tens of millions of dollars of his clients in order to fund his lavish lifestyle that you see on the Real Housewives. And I might say, thank you, Mr. Girardi. Because of him, the California State Bar implemented a rigorous pain in the ass new accounting requirements for all lawyers, I think, all over California. And now he's going to prison. He'll probably die there. She's being sued for $25 million. The irony is that he was already very wealthy. Enough wasn't enough, and they over-leveraged themselves in order to create this version of an overly extreme, lavish lifestyle. So they're portraying fake wealth, a fake lifestyle, and creating a fake image that makes others feel needlessly dissatisfied with their own lives or bad about themselves. It's a fantasy, it's exaggerated TV, and it is not 100% real, people. So, is the Real Housewives damaging women in real life? The answer is unfortunately yes, in more ways than one. From reinforcing harmful stereotypes to pitting women as catty, vapid, gold-digging drama queens to promoting unrealistic and many times fake standards of success, the show needs to go. Okay, ladies, I would love to hear what you think in the comments. Do you believe the Real Housewives is harmless, or is it just harmless entertainment? And for more fun, don't miss my next video, 15 things successful leaders do differently. Have a great week, ladies. I'll see you in a couple days.